Hi, welcome to another edition of Resonate with Edgehill and Davis. I'm Owen Edgehill.
And I'm David Davis. Hey, how you doing, sir?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Good week?
Yeah, good week, yeah.
Why am I insinuating by saying good week like I want you to say, yeah, good week? Or I just say, how you doing?
Yeah.
How's your week been?
Yeah, it's been all right.
I'm coaxing you to say it's a good week.
It's been all right, but, you mentioned it in a couple of episodes, Dee, that, maybe people think that we're always all right. And when I say good week could just mean I got through it. Mm-hmm. Not a good week as in like, I don't know, I made loads of dough and this, that, and the other and everything like that. It could just be I got through it. It could just be that for you, that you just got through it that week. That could be a good week.
Yeah, because there's always going to be something, isn't there?
Always.
You wake up each morning with an intention.
Yeah.
Every morning it's going to be a good day.
Yeah.
But listen, life throws stuff at you,
Right.
and you deal with it.
Yeah.
Or you don't.
So
So you can make it a good week if you want.
Right.
By just saying, well, I dealt with it.
Yeah.
Or I didn't.
Yeah. Or maybe just being realistic about life. Being realistic as in like, do you know what? It's probably not going to go according to plan. So if it doesn't, what am I going to do? How am I going to deal with it? Mm-hmm. Maybe look at it like that.
And it's just dealing with it. Yeah.
As best you can. As best you can. And you use the word intention. I've just had that intention. And no expectation.
Yeah.
It's like we say on what we said on the previous episode, it's when we get the expectation or have the expectation and it doesn't pan out, that's when we feel like crap.
Yeah.
We get annoyed with ourselves, and we shouldn't really be getting annoyed with ourselves because that's part of life. To
ups and down. That is because we, from the peaks, I look at it when you're up there. Do you know it's again we've mentioned this on episodes. It's a moment. It's a moment.
Yeah.
Because what's going to happen next? If you try and stay in that moment, great. But when it goes bang, back down.
Yeah.
Because life is like this. It's a Christopher wave.
Right.
Or when you go back down, do you want to stay in that bad moment? No. It's just another moment. And go up. And that's just another moment. And you go down. That's just a moment. And that's how you kind of go along.
What goes up must come down.
And there are good moments, there are bad moments. Just somehow try and deal with both of them in perspective.
And one way to deal with them is listen to our episodes. And I say that without ego, dude. I say that without ego. One way.
You said that without ego.
I did. No ego attached to that at all. Hi everyone out there. Hope all's well with you. Good to see you all again.
Yes, as always.
Cool.
So what are you going to hit me with? What are you going to hit us with?
All right. And I'm pausing for a reason, because what I'm going to mention is it affects everyone, but it doesn't have to affect everyone. And the lottery of life. So think about the lottery that most of us put on, thinking that we're going to win on a Wednesday or a Saturday or whenever we do it and all that kind of thing.
Every day.
Right. Think about the lottery and connect that with life. There are a lot of people out there, unfortunately, Dee, who think, as I used to think back in the day, that life is just a lottery. And there's still some elements in me that think it is. So, as an example, is it a lottery that someone is raised in an environment, a privileged environment? So they've got means to finances, they've got means to a good set of parents, they've got means to a good environment, contacts, diet, everything like that, as opposed to someone who's not raised in that environment and who's got the opposite of that. Most people would think, yeah, it's a lottery. Life's a lottery. And most people, as I used to think, and there's still some elements of me thinking this way now and again, that if I had the opportunity to be able to go back wherever that back may be, and someone said, do you want to be put on this earth, Erwin? This is quite heavy, this, as all our episodes are, but do you want to be coming back? Do you want to come on this earth? Do you want to be born into this earth, on this earth? Mm-hmm. If someone said that to me, I would have to think twice of saying yes. Because of the strapline, life is a lottery. So in other words, we have no idea, or do we, that when we are, but you're looking at me inquisitively, which is good, that when we are born, D, right, we have no idea where we're going to land. Mm-hmm. And as a result of having no idea of where we're going to land, then that would mean that life is a lottery. So we can land face up, which is great, or we can land face down, which is not so great, and it's just going to be a struggle throughout our lives. Mm-hmm. So I just want to get your views and everybody else's views in terms of whether you think life is a lottery.
Can we just go back a little?
Can
we just rewind your tape a little bit?
Yeah.
Me to and to say again, if someone were to ask you, if the Almighty of the universe were to ask you, Owen, do you want to go back? Do you want to go down there?
Right.
You would think about it and go,
I'm not sure.
You're not sure.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that, and I'm glad that you asked me that in terms of that, question. The reason why I say that is because, or what I would say to that power, truth, reality, God, Christ, Buddha, call it what you want, nature, the King of Kings. What I would say is, have I got the tools to be able to deal with it? If I've not got the tools to be able to deal with it, no, I don't want to go. No, I don't want to go.
Okay.
Because then I'm just going to be struggling for the rest of my life. But not struggling happily. There's a difference between struggling as in, yeah, we've got to do this, we've got to do that. Nothing's going to come on the plate for you and that kind of thing. I get that. But in terms of just being in constant negative, depressing struggle throughout your life, I would say, unless I know whether I've got the tools in order to circumvent that, I would probably say no.
It'd be interesting to get everyone's comments, and if they think the same as you, in that sense.
Right. I don't know. That's why I'm putting it out to you and everyone. Get your views.
Because if you ask me that said same, if the universe, the powers that be, God,
right,
asked me that said same question, and because I've been through life before,
right,
good or bad, because I've been through life before, I'll be looking down, seeing all the millions of people, trillions of people just running around the earth.
right.
Yeah, I'll go back.
Right.
I think I would go back. I would come back.
Cool.
So it'd be interesting to get your views and why.
Yeah.
And here's why I would come back.
Right.
Because life is a lottery. It's a lottery. You've got the dice. You just roll the dice. You're looking for 7. 7. It's not going to come up because it doesn't have 7 on the dice. Woo! Here I am. I need some food. So you throw for your 6.
Right.
There's 6 on the dice.
Yeah, there you go.
So you throw your 6, your 6, but it doesn't come up, and you keep throwing it. It doesn't come up. It doesn't come up. It doesn't come up. But it's the thrill. It's the thrill of going through it. It's the thrill of playing poker. It's the thrill of getting up each morning and thinking, what's life got in store for me today? It's the thrill of having the attitude to go, do you know what? It doesn't matter. I didn't get my 6 or 7. I didn't get my 6. I didn't get the job that I wanted to get. I didn't get the car I wanted or whatever. I didn't get the house. I didn't get the girl. I didn't get the boy. Whatever it may be. It doesn't mean to say you give up and don't look at life in the face and go, do you know what? It's great to be alive, because it's a beautiful place where I am. And if you don't like the place where you are, you have the choice to move. And we all have in life. We have a choice. You again, top of the hour, top of the program. You said basically you could be privileged, silver spoon in your mouth. You've got money, you've got contacts, you've got parents, you've got friends, you've got all of that around you. And then the other side, the flip coin of that is you don't have anything of that nature. The complete opposite. No money, living in a deprived area, living in a house, living from hand to hand, and you don't know when the next bit of food's going to come into that household. All of these things, you have a choice to lose what you've got if you're privileged. You have the choice to lose that. Also, if you haven't got any of that, you have the choice to be the better person, to get out of where you are, to change your life. Surely. We all have that choice. And you could be talking about an illness. You could be talking about prostate cancer. You could be talking about, well, why me? Why did I get it? You could be living in that and living in that life by why me? Why this? Why that? And not making any improvement of yourself. And I'm not saying this is going to work for everyone, because various things happen to us all, and we either embrace it and move forward with it in your life. If someone said to me, and anyone that's got prostate or any form of illness, disease, but if someone said to me, up there, right, we're going to go back down on earth, but you're going to get prostate cancer again. I'd still say, yes, I'm going back down there. I'll go back down there and I'll try and do what I did the last time I was there, by not letting it overcome me, not letting life in that sense, because it is life, it's part of life. We're all of us getting, I say all of us, as a nation, as a nation of human beings, we're getting more and more diseases, yeah? So it's going to affect all of us at some point. That's how you deal with it, because at some point we're all going to die. Believe it or not, we're all going to die. So, do you live the best life you possibly can because you have control of that? You do. Or do you just wallow in it and not be prepared to have the emotions, whether they're up or whether they're down? That's kind of my call.
What does everybody else think? So I'll just go back in terms of what you mentioned in terms of not having this, not having that.
Excuse me.
All right. So how about a 6-month-old baby being raped by the father? A 15-year-old boy being raped by some person. And as a result of going through that kind of real heavy, sick trauma, right? It's not that easy for that person to say, or we don't know whether that person would say, do you know what, do I want to come back into that effing society? That kind of stuff happened to me. You know, I was dealt the wrong side of the card. I ended up in a children's hostel. I got raped in the children's hostel. I tried my best to do my best, but because nobody told me about what life is all about, and as a result, I just drifted from one situation to another because of my situation, and it just got worse. And do you know what? My life never got worse. It got infinitely worse. And now I'm back up there or wherever, and that person's saying, do you want to give it another go? I'm not sure whether that person would say, yeah, I'd give it another go. So there's different degrees of it. I'm talking, and you're not saying that you weren't right in what you said. You were spot on in what you said, D. But I'm coming from another angle, that kind of angle. As in like, hold on a minute, I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask to get abused. I'm not saying me personally, but a person will say that. I didn't ask for that. But yeah, I've got to make it better. I've got to make it work. I've got to try and deal with it and try and get better and try and live a nice life around all that without any support, without anybody. We talk about all this stuff, Dean, which is all about how the mind works and the human personality, right? We talk for 25 minutes, right? But that's it for most people. They just get a little bit of information. So that person who's being abused, the vast majority of them haven't got the tools and techniques to think, do you know what? Yeah, it wasn't your fault that you got abused. And here's what you can do about it. In most cases, they don't even get listened to, that kind of person. Mm-hmm. So when I'm saying, would you or whoever come back again, there is that element of those people who have been through that kind of stuff. And it'd be interesting if somebody has, God forbid, been through that kind of stuff, who is listening and watching us, what would you do? Would you come back knowing that this is what I mean about in terms of the strap line, the lottery of life, in terms of that can happen to you, it might not happen to you. So by being in a situation where you're actually aware that it could happen to you, and this is the point I'm trying to make in terms of my take on it, that it could happen to you, I'd probably swerve it. And I know this is just me, you giving me your take, and it'd be great to get everybody else's take, but I would probably swerve it, D. Now, however, there is a school of thought, it's not mine, there is a school of thought to say that whatever we go through in life, you mentioned it, alluded to it, that we have got the power to circumvent it, to get over it. We have got the power, but the problem is, D, most people haven't got access to that power to circumvent it. Most people haven't got, they've nowhere to go. People, people, they've got nobody to help them and say, right, let's try and get you in a better position that you're in now. Let's try and get you to make sense of that trauma or that abuse that you went through. Most people haven't got that. So therefore, those kind of people just descend into that swamp called life, that lottery called life. So that's the point I'm trying to make. No right or wrong. I'm just saying in most cases, it's a lottery for most people. In most cases. And as I mentioned, sorry to cut into, but as I mentioned, there is a school of thought that says that whatever we go through, we can get out of it if we really and truly want to. We can make it better if we really and truly want to. But the vast majority of people, D, don't want to make it better because it's just overwhelmed them too much. And therefore, to those people, they would say, yeah, life is an effing lottery. And you know what? There's no way I come back onto this earth. No chance.
Silence.
It's golden.
It's golden. And I suppose the reason for my silence is because my head's kind of whizzing around with so much what you said there, as I'm sure it is with yours, because there could be a lot of people listening, as Erwin alluded to, there could be a lot of people listening that are in that predicament, where there's nowhere to go, there's nowhere to turn to, or they feel there's nowhere to turn to. And that's where I come from. You feel there's nowhere to turn to, because we're at an age where there's so much going on in the world, and it happens so quickly, bang, bang, bang. And you sometimes kind of think, before you know it, you're kind of overrun with something else and something else. When if you just kind of, for me, take a step back, there's enough information out there. There's probably not enough people to help, but there's enough information out there for places to go for that help. We're in a technology era where you can press a button and you can go, oh, there's a place there. Maybe I can talk to them, or maybe, I'm not saying that you're incapable of doing it, and I'm not saying that you're wrong in not doing it. All I'm saying is, for me, in my opinion, there's enough information out there for those people to help themselves get through it. And when we look at the privileged people, let's just take a celebrity as an example, and how many celebrities that have killed themselves because they don't want to go through it anymore. Whatever trauma that they've had in their life, whatever they've been fixated on to bring them to such a decision to make. And yet us normal people think, well, you're a celebrity. Why the hell would you take you've got money, you've got the contacts, you've got this, why would you take your life? And if they of the privileged so-called few are doing that, and then we as the so-called normal people are looking up to them and think, well, they've got everything, I've got nothing, so I may as well just kill myself as well. You're taking away your life, and knowing if you were up there, you'd never go back down, because what's the point? And I hear you saying about people that have been raped, and that's a disgusting thing to kind of go through and to actually live with. But there are people out there that have had that done to them, and you know what? They've risen somehow. They've got that instinct, that power, that will, that discipline, whatever you want to call it, divine intervention, just to go, do you know what? You've got to just get on with the life. I'm privileged here today. I could have been killed whilst they did what they did to me. I could have been murdered. Why wasn't I? Why didn't, if there's a God, why didn't you take me? Why didn't you allow me just to die there and then? Why do I have to live through this? Why? Well, God could have put you through that, wrongly or in your eyes, God or no God, wrongly or rightly, the universe put you through that. But it doesn't mean to say that that's the end of you as a human being. Why should you end that as a human being? Why should, if you don't have the time again? I know we're talking in a metaphor of, if we go up there for such a place and look down and you get asked the question, but why should you even think? No, I wouldn't. Life is precious. I think life is precious. I'm fortunate to think life is precious.
That's the point, D. That's the dichotomy, as it were. You think like that. I, to a degree, think like that. But the vast majority of people don't think like that, and that's why I asked the question in terms of whether you think it's a lottery or not a lottery. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And it's for individuals to look at their lives and think, well, no, it's not a lottery, because, yeah, I have been through this, but it's all right. Or, yeah, do you know what? I think it is a lottery, because I've been through this and there's no way out. There's no way out. So, for me, it's to bring this thing down for a landing, D, excuse me, and everyone, for me, it's about understanding it. It's about understanding it and just thinking about it. That's it from me. You want to say a few quick words?
Yeah, that was a tough one, and for those of you who probably listened through that video, it really kind of gets you into a place where you really have to really think. And yeah, the question to you is, would you be in that? Would you, if you had the choice, would you come back down to go through what you've been through, good or bad? Yeah. Please feed us that information with comments. And as always, please like, share, and indeed subscribe, so we can keep these conversations going.
Indeed.
So from you,
be seeing you.
And from me, be seeing you too. Take care. Have a great week. Thank you.